So, Sister Zainab has gracefully come to speak today. Sister Zainab has a BS degree in computer science and a Rhode Island mom of two who spends her free time in community outreach efforts, writing works focused on nuances of religion and history. Thank you so much for being out here.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace and blessings be upon each and every one of you here today. I first and foremost like to thank Rhode Island Community Care, the Jewish Voice for Peace, PSL, Rhode Island, and Palestinian Diaspora United for gathering us all here today. They all definitely deserve that round of applause and more. Today, as I'm sure I don't have to tell anyone, is May 12th, 2024. It has been exactly 218 days since the daily onslaught of Palestinians began by an occupation hell-bent on nothing short of genocide. 218 days, 35,402 murders, over 25,000 tons of explosives.
Shame.
And over 15,000 children massacred right in front of our eyes. And that's not including the countless still under the rubble and those that without a doubt were slain from the second I stood up here to the 30 or so seconds that have since passed. Now I hope you'll bear with me. As you heard, I'm a computer scientist major, and algorithms and numbers are sort of how I make sense of the world. At risk of never being invited to speak again, despite the odds I mentioned, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do math. But hopefully this will all give you some perspective. America, the place many of us call home, spans 3,809,526 square miles. Gaza, in comparison, is a measly 142 square miles and has, or well, maybe I should say had, a population of about 2.3 million. It is one of the most densely populated regions in the world and 27,017 times smaller than America, having about the same land area as Las Vegas, roughly. The bridge that we're standing on right now is 11,250 square feet in area. If we had 10, that's right, 10 of these bridges laid side by side and considered that the whole of America, then Gaza would be no bigger than this piece of cardboard I'm about to show you. As you can see, it can barely even hold space for me. Now, just think back to a couple of months ago when Israel pushed about half of Gaza's population onto Rafah. The population soared from 275,000 to over 1 million, according to NPR. Only for Rafah to become the next and current target. To believe that any of this is not a carefully orchestrated ploy for the destruction of a people deemed subhuman is delusion at its finest.
That's right.
That's right. Yep.
If you ask me, though, I've learned, bear with me, over the past 6 months, that it can actually be hard to see the Palestinians as ourselves, as humans. And I explain that by first, before anyone else, speaking to the children of Gaza. We see them every day through a screen, some no older than 7 or 8, standing over their dying siblings, urging them to say, La ilaha illallah, to declare their faith even in death. 7 years old. Who taught you that? We see the boy without legs, comforting his father, saying, stay strong, O father, alhamdulillah, all praise to the Lord. This land is ours and we are not going anywhere. An 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and just, I look at that and I think, how did you manage those words as a child? Oh, children of Gaza, you've shown us that age is but a number, and old men in big white houses and black suits can turn this world upside down while you are the one holding it all together. Woo!
Yeah.
And And then there's the men, the fathers and brothers who at behest of their own lives pull out bodies from underneath the rubble and scour the land, however dangerous it may be, for whatever little food is left. You've shown us what it means to truly love and sacrifice for not only our families, but for complete strangers. To the doctors, nurses, and paramedics in Gaza, the humanitarian workers and the surgeons, you stayed in hospitals refusing to leave your patient's bedside long after everyone had evacuated. You've put the Hippocratic Oath to shame, taking us to new standards of care and devotion that we as a country that values profit over healthcare can only dream of. To the journalists who had to bury their families, only to show up to work the very next day to tell the world, it is my duty to lay bare the atrocities we're enduring, day in and day out.
Yeah.
You've shown us that we cannot, will not fall victim to stagnation and apathy.
No.
And now, this one's hard. To the women of Gaza, the sisters and the mothers. The mothers. I struggle to speak to you the most. Where do I even begin? You had to stretch yourselves, you stretched your bodies for civilizations, had your insides cut open in makeshift tents for future generations, only to come across what any other people would call ruins. But instead of despairing, you said with a conviction, I can only dream of having Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Sufficient for us is Allah, and He is the best disposer of affairs. You've shown us the best of humanity. You've shown us that the billions of dollars in arsenals of weaponry are nothing in the eyes of your spirit, which can never be killed. And that is precisely why you and all of Palestine can never lose. Everyone keeps asking us, what can we do for the people of Gaza? And don't get me wrong, it's an essential question. But we forget to see everything Gaza has done for us. You don't need to believe in God to realize that these are the best of us, the best of people, and so I thank you. I thank you, Gaza. You didn't ask for any of this, and you shouldn't have had to teach us lessons we should have learned long ago from our history of genocide and enslavement, but regardless, you have. And so now, I would like to end by speaking to all of you, my fellow brothers and sisters, listening to me here today. You've watched all of this unfold now for over 6 months, day after day. You are residing in what is arguably the most powerful country in the world. And it is a country that is, and always has been, on the wrong side of liberation.
Shame.
I challenge you, I challenge each and every single one of you here today to not only see, but feel what that means. Do not let yourselves fall into cynicism, because that is nothing more than a form of obedience. That is nothing more than what they want. Dreaming is dangerous to those who benefit from our hopelessness and despair. And if the Palestinians have taught us anything, it is that the only thing you should be a prisoner of is hope. Moral apathy is not an option, not now, not ever. We cannot afford it. Because whatever is happening to humanity, whatever has happened, happens to all of us, no matter how far off the screams may be, no matter how they try to hide the cruelty by turning off the electricity or turning off the internet. This is happening to us all. And if you are silent about your pain, our pain, if you think one speech, one social media post, or one donation won't make a difference, then they'll come after you and your history next, and they'll say you enjoyed it. In a society so deeply delusional and reliant on the willful amnesia when it comes to native genocide, when it comes to slavery and injustice, we cannot sit on the sidelines and have our children and grandchildren live in a world where our history was written for us.
Yep.
It is only and only through collective resistance that we can keep our stories alive.
Yeah.
And tell our children about the Hall of Hind Rajab at Columbia University. The commitment to Brown University's divestment vote, and the countless marches on Washington and all across the nation, all across the world, which will only continue to grow, not only in size but also success. I can feel it in my bones now more than ever. that the tide is turning and a free Palestine is within our grasp. Everyone asks, what is the future of Gaza? There are no hospitals left, there are no universities, but I say, my brothers and sisters, that you are asking the wrong question. The Palestinians, as we've already made clear, cannot be defeated. Ask what is the future of the genocidal and Zionist regime, with the veil of the world finally lifting. To them I say, your weaponry and billions in aid mean nothing now that everyone knows you are truly, morally, and spiritually bankrupt.
That's right!
You may call me a fool, go ahead. But I will continue to say, Alhamdulillah, all praise to the Lord. And I will continue to resist and even smile with optimism. Despite everything, it is what the Palestinians have taught me. It is what they've taught us all. And I'd like to end by showing you this seemingly flimsy piece of cardboard once again. Look at how small it is. If this small piece of cardboard, so to speak, was able to change the course of America and effectively the whole world in just a couple of months, then, well, all there's left to ask is, what are you waiting for? Thank you.
Thank you, Zainab. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the emotions. I guess we needed to cry. I told you we would.